Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Sears location at Arrowhead Towne Center in Glendale, Arizona. You'll notice the R is busted in the Sears sign, and you're going to notice a lot of other things that are out of repair throughout the store as we look at things. For example, this sign here advertising the free Wi-Fi, we couldn't get it to work. It was nice to see that Motorola logo though. That's not a logo you see very often anymore. I did work for them many years ago. Now, this mall, Arrowhead Towne Center, is actually a very, very busy mall. The Sears, however, is not. Just to give you an idea, this is what the mall looked like on the Saturday we were here filming, and it actually kind of picked up more after this. This was in the very early afternoon. But as you'll see as we walk throughout the Sears, it's not nearly as busy. Now, something I haven't seen before is that Sears signage with like the older vintage Sears logo that says established 1893, 125 years. That's pretty new, and seems like maybe they're just kind of trying to play off nostalgia at this point. I actually kind of like it. I like the baby blue coloring and everything. How cool would it be if they switched all their like outdoor signage to that logo? I doubt that'll ever happen. Now, these spend 200, get 200 signs they had throughout the store, those I am not as huge of a fan of. That just kind of seems like really gimmicky, desperate marketing. It's kind of unfortunate to see those hanging. Another reason I wanted to talk about Sears is they released their second quarter sales report, and it's not good. Their losses for the second quarter this year were a little over $500 million, and that was double the losses they had during the same time last year. So things are still going horribly wrong for Sears, unfortunately. Here's a closer look at that new vintage signage, or at least new to me. I'm not sure how long it's been since they've rolled this out. It's been a little while since I've been in a Sears. Now, something else that's interesting about this specific Sears location is that this was at one time a Montgomery Ward location. When this mall originally opened in 1993, that's what this anchor was. Now, I'm not sure exactly when it became a Sears. It could have been around 2001 when Montgomery Ward shut all their stores down for good. But it's another little interesting fact. I think that's why that explains why this Sears feels a little bit on the smaller side as compared to a lot of other Sears I've been in, is that it wasn't purpose-built to be a Sears. And Montgomery Ward stores were definitely smaller than Sears stores. Now, back in this corner is the merchandise pickup area and also the elevator. The merchandise pickup area did actually have some traffic coming to it. It looks like people are still ordering stuff off the Sears website at least and picking it up. And then also, like I said, here's the elevator. Now, the funny story about the elevator is we decided we were going to use the elevator because both of the escalators are broken and we're lazy. But this elevator actually sounded kind of scary. I'll bring back the video audio here and let you hear. That looks nice. Do you see the date on that? 16. I guess we're gonna go to upper level.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, that sounds bad. The escalators are broken, so this is like the only way. Hopefully it doesn't
Sound like my stomach and the Dillards.
By the way, that Dillard's Mark is talking about, we actually released a video on previously, so if you haven't seen that one yet, go watch it after this one. Anyways, now we're over in the like hardware area and stuff, and again, there's just like not a lot of customers, and it was also just very eerily quiet throughout the whole store. This is honestly one of the least busy Sears I've seen in a long time. Now, I will say, besides the obvious maintenance issues with things being fixed, the store itself was actually pretty well organized and, you know, looked decent enough and everything. There were obviously some stocking issues, a lot of empty-ish looking shelves and stuff like that, but like all in all, it looked pretty decent. While we were here, we looked for any evidence of this having been at Montgomery Ward at one point, because, you know, that kind of stuff is always cool to find, but unfortunately this has been a Sears long enough that it just looks like a Sears now. Now this was interesting too. We found one of the gift registry computers here, and honestly all of them seem to be shut down. I don't know if Sears is operating their gift registry anymore, but this was another thing that just wasn't working at the store. They had a lot of store real estate dedicated to furniture and stuff, which was kind of surprising seeing as how small the store is. This little nook over here was the clearance section. This corner table and chairs here really jumped out at me because this really looked like 80s or 90s sitcom furniture to me. I'm pretty sure if I sat and thought about it long enough, I could think of a sitcom or two that I saw this kind of seating in. It's kind of outdated looking, but kind of charming too, really. And here's the electronics department, and this one looks kind of sad like electronics departments do in a lot of Sears stores. There's the mandatory old people wireless there. And then here's another kiosk, looks like it was for online ordering, and once again, it's down as well. I love looking at these movie night displays every time I'm at a Sears, which I think pretty much every Sears I've been to has one of these. But the movie selection is always fantastic. I'm actually tempted to buy one of these stands the next time I see one at a store closure sale. Now over here were some toys, which were kind of weird. You can see these shelves look kind of like half stocked, and it's kind of an interesting selection of toys. We were wondering if this is stuff that was like left over from Christmas and they just haven't gotten rid of yet. It looks like the kind of toys that they like truck into a department store and then, you know, usually they're gone right after Christmas. I guess the electronics department makes like the most sense for these. Then here's some more on the other side, but I say some more, it's even less stuff. The shelf looks even more barren. There's some Hatchimals down there on the bottom, which is kind of funny because that was like the big fad for a while, and this used to be a Montgomery Ward store, and one of my like memories of Montgomery Ward is trying to find my girlfriend one of those dumbass Furbies when I was in high school, and I actually found one at a Montgomery Ward store, so that just kind of reminded me of that. I do kind of miss Ward's. We did shop there quite a bit when I was a kid. That was the first place I played the Philips CDI. They actually had a demo unit set up there. That demo unit worked, whereas this price check thing here though doesn't work. It was kind of like almost falling off of the little kiosk here, and there's just, you know, random cables laying around. I'm not sure where this plugged into, but the whole thing seemed to be powered down. Sears also did mention recently that they are probably going to be closing more stores, and I have to wonder, stores like this one where a lot of things seem to be out of repair, like the escalators and all of the price check and gift registry kiosks, if that's a sign that this may be one of those stores on a future closure list. And the amount of closures is getting kind of wild when you think about it. Back in 2005, Sears and Kmart combined had about 3,900 stores. As of now, they have less than 1,000. I believe it's actually less than 900 between the two of them. Now over here is that store within a store section that every Sears has, and I always like checking this section out just to see what's still operating and what's not. The optical department and the portrait studio seem to have some signs of life in them, however it's not really clear what these empty booths were. One of them was probably a Miracle Ear. I have noticed a lot of those, I think all of them maybe have closed in the Sears stores now. I guess that's another sign of Sears being in trouble if the Miracle Ear kiosks can't make it, because that's kind of part of Sears demographic. At least the people that are still shopping there are, you know, the elderly and people who would be in need of Miracle Ear stuff. So things are really not looking good for Sears. The second quarter sales report is really unfortunate for them. Here's a look at those broken escalators. And again, that just kind of seems to symbolically represent what's going on with Sears. It just seems to be broken. I don't know how much longer they're going to make it. Honestly, I think if they don't have an amazing Christmas, if they make it that far, that's going to be the end for them, unfortunately. There's some busted out lights there. You can see the reflection of the flickering one there in the barbecue hood. Now, normally in these videos, I like to include a shot, you know, of going up or down the escalator because it just looks cool, but unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier in the video, The escalators are broken here, one of the many things in the store that are just out of repair, unfortunately. So I guess when Sears gives you lemons, we'll make lemonade and we'll take a shot walking down the escalator, which, is going to take a little bit longer. So that gives us a good opportunity to, turn it over to you. What do you think of Sears' future? How much longer do you think they have? It was pretty wild to see how not busy this Sears was when it's located at a very, very busy mall. Arrowhead Towne Center in Glendale was insanely busy the Saturday we're there. We saw the clip at the beginning of the video. So if this is how a store is doing at a busy mall, I think their days are definitely numbered. Like I said, though, I really do like those vintage Sears signs. Maybe bringing back some more nostalgia like that might help. Bring back the Funtronics counter. That would be awesome. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching this video, taking another look at Sears. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching.
This is the one we've been waiting for. Sears Electronic Showplace Sale. Let's go down for a report on the action.
Thank you, Bob. You can feel the excitement in this crowd, and why not? Here's a remote control stereo TV. It's cable compatible, and you'll save $150. And a wireless remote VCR that's cable compatible and programmable for $170 off. Back to you, Bob.
Sears Electronic Showplace Sale. This'll be a dandy.
There's more for your life.
They love it.
At Sears.